Hello everyone, this is Janson and I'm here with the second part of the basics of technical analysis. So in the last video we have spoke about the turning points. Okay, if you haven't watched that video, I'll put a link in the description. That is a must-watch video if you need to understand this one. In today's video, we are going to talk about understanding how to identify the start of the trend, basically. Okay, if I ask any of the students or anybody in general who is trading, if I ask them what trend is this or how do you identify the trend, they'll be easily able to tell. Reason being, they'll say that if the highs are getting higher and higher, it's in an uptrend, or if the lows are getting higher and higher, it's in an uptrend. However, they struggle to understand when does the trend start. Yes, there are some other chart patterns for that, but we are not going to get involved in that one. So basically, just by looking at the chart, you will be able to understand on when the trend actually starts, just by looking at the swings. Okay, and what I mean by swings is, last time I told to connect all those turning points, right? So basically the turning points are called the swings. Okay, the major turning points. So this will become swing high, yeah. And this will become the swing low. Okay, so wherever on the downside we are seeing the turning point, those are called the swing lows, and on the higher side, the turning point on the high side, those are called swing highs. Okay, so let's take this example. Everybody knows that when the trend starts, it always goes like this. All right, so if we add some rules to it, then it becomes more easy. So the rule what I'm talking about is, like, we need at least a 3-point move. All right, so what is a 3-point move? So what I do is, let's take an example. I already mentioned some points over here. So these are the different points which we require when it comes to a trend. So let's say that the trend started from here. All right, the trend started from here. 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, so this becomes our starting point. All right, and when the trend does a relief after this huge move, okay, there are different names for this. One is retracement, one is pullback, one is outside return. It's all the same. Okay, so when the market does a relief like this, okay, we call this as the initial structure high. Okay, or you can say that initial swing high, whatever you're comfortable with. All right, and this will become the initial structure low. Okay, well, technically this we cannot call it as an initial structure low unless we have the market moving, breaking and closing above the previous initial structure high. At that moment, we can say that this is the initial structure low. Reason being, let's say that if the market is over here, market can probably come down even further. All right, and then go back up. All right, then once we have this 3-point move, that is the market breaking and closing above the previous structure high, this is what I call as the 3-point move. That is, this is the first point. Okay, now this okay, let's just remove all this to make my drawing easier. Let's say that the market has retraced somewhere like this. Okay, this becomes our initial structure low. So this particular move, this one, will become the second move, or the second point. Okay. And when we have the market breaking and closing above the previous structure, that is the time we have the 3-point move. All right. Now, breaking and closing above the previous structure means, by mistake, I pressed on the, clicked on the refresh button, but yeah, got it. So what I mean by that is, let's take a candle, okay? Not a red one. We need a bullish candle, which is breaking and closing above the previous high, okay? So let's say that we have a candle somewhere like this over here with a spike, okay? Or over here, okay? If that is the high, if this was the previous structure high, then we need a candle which is breaking and closing above it. Not like this. This is not breaking and closing. This is just breaking, but had difficulty in closing above this previous structure. Once we have a break and close above the previous structure high, that is the time we can say that the market is in an uptrend. All right. So in a downtrend, so this is in case of a bullish trend, bullish starting, okay, or we can say the bullish rotation. Now let's say that we have a downtrend which is starting, okay. Let's say that so before this, how do you know that the trend has started from there? Which is the starting point? So in this case, let's say that we had a previous trend, okay. This is the trend. And you know that this is the major swing low, okay, in the bullish trend. Now let's say that the market has broke and closed below the major swing low, previous swing low, okay. That is the time we say that we have a starting point. Now where did that go? Yeah, we have a starting point. So this will come over here. All right. We do not know whether this will be initial swing low. Reason being, unless we have a pullback or an outside return, we cannot name this as anything. Okay, it's just that the market is going down. But once we have a pullback or outside return, then we will call this as the initial structure low. All right. And when we have a break and close below the previous structure low, then we have the 3-point move. And this will become our starting of the bearish trend. And this on the higher side, this pullback, once we have a break and close below the previous structure, then we can call this point as the initial structure high. Okay. Now, if this trend has to violate, the market has to break above this initial structure high. Until then, it can go up till here. We are still on the downtrend. Okay. If it breaks, we are still on the downtrend. However, if it closes like this, breaking and closing above the previous initial structure high, then we need to be careful because there are chances that market can go into a consolidation point. But if we didn't break, we are still officially in a downtrend. All right. So let's take all these moves and let's do an example. Where is my starting point? Yeah. So let's take this example. Now, you can see that the market has been in a very good downtrend, okay? And we are still officially in a downtrend. Market never broke the previous swing high, okay? Now let's see what the market has done, all right? So now you see the market has broken and closed above the previous swing high, okay? We have a good bullish dominating candle over here, okay? So we can now say that this can be the starting point of the bullish trend. All right. Now the market is retracing now. Okay, not sure how much it will retrace, but when you see that the market is retracing, you can consider this as the initial structure high. All right, market has broken above and it started to retrace. Okay, we can consider this as the initial structure high. Now if the market breaks above this high, then that is when we call that the market is in a bullish rotation or started its bullish move. Okay, so this is one of the reasons that we cannot consider this as the initial structural low. Yes, we have candlestick patterns to say that there are chances that it can move up from here, but all those things are later. Here we are just trying to understand when the market will go in the opposite direction. Okay, so we don't know, maybe it can do pull back till here or an outside return till here, or maybe till here or till here. We do not know. If it breaks below the starting point, then we are on the continuation of the previous trend. Okay, so let's see till where the market will go down. See, you see, the market never gave us a break and close above the initial structure high. It almost tested over here. It tested the third time, but it never broke. So we see. So you see, now it has again come down to this level. Okay, we still don't know. We still don't know whether we can call this as the initial structure low, because the market can come even more further down. We'll never know. Okay, but once we have a break and close above this, then we can call this as the initial structure low. But let's see, do we have anything? See, again the market has come all the way down over here. Oh yeah, wait, I forgot to close. Yeah, so you see here we have a break and close above the initial structure high. Now we can officially call this as the initial structure low. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of the trend, a bullish trend. Now it's not necessary that from here it should always go up. There are chances that it can be just a fake breakout as well, but most of the time you can see that a trend starting in this formation. All right, so this is the 3-point move which we have. One, this is the two, and this is the third move. Okay, now since the market is coming down from here, that is retracing from here, that means we can call this as a higher high. Now we can call this as higher high, higher lows. So this is just higher high. Okay, so we'll see whether the market has broken this initial structure low. If it has broken the initial structure low, then again we need to start our 3-point move, or maybe it can go into consolidation. But let's see. We are still doing a pullback. We don't know whether it will come down again. We are worried whether it is going to break below this initial structure low. So let's see. Let it play around. So you see, we have now a break and close above the previous higher high. So now we can call this as higher low. Okay, we don't know whether this is going to be the higher high. We need to see some pullback. Okay, so yeah, we have some pullback. So this is the next higher high. Okay, or new high, you can say. All right, but we cannot confirm whether this is going to be the higher low. Okay, we'll see. It is still playing. So you see, if you were in the confused state, if we didn't have these rules, okay, then you would have considered this as the higher low before all this was forming. And once this was formed, you would have kept this as your higher low, and then this as a higher low, and then you would have considered this as your higher low. Now let's see. Okay, now it is going up. Did it break? Did it break? Nope. So this is a tricky situation. So we have a break and close above, we have a break above this previous higher high, but not a close. Now we Now it's not, now there is no point that we considering this one. Now we need to consider this high, this particular high. We need a break and close above that high because that is the highest it has been and then rejected. Okay, you can see one green candle here breaking and closing above this higher high. Now that is not a good break in the first place. This particular candle, bullish candle. Let me increase it. This particular candle, it has broken above this green line, that is the highest high of the previous structure. That is not considered. Since we have a huge spike over here, we need a break and close above that. Then only we can say that yes, this becomes our higher low and the trend is still continuing. All right. So that's one example for the bullish rotation. Okay, let's look at a bearish rotation now. So this is an example on Euro USD, the bearish rotation, what we are going to see. So if you see, there was a previous trend, a good trend, right? A good bullish momentum. All right. So this, so let me draw that properly. This was the previous swing low, and the market has broken and closed below the previous swing low. This is the low. Okay, we have a, now this is the question most of you guys might be having. Should it be 1 point or 1 pip below this? Doesn't matter. You need a break and close below the previous structure on this. Do we have it? Yes, we do. So there you go. Your confusions are all gone. This becomes officially our starting point. Right? Now let's see whether it will do a, yeah. So we have an initial structure low. Okay. We don't know whether this will be our initial structure high. Remember, we are on a bearish rotation now. Okay, so this becomes our initial structural low. Sorry, I'm not writing the whole text. Consider me as lazy. So now we need a break and close below this initial structure low. We tested the structure, okay, making this a double bottom, if you know chart patterns. But let's not, anyways, again, let's not go into that. We are just looking at whether there is a 3-point move. So let's see. Do we have a 3-point move? We are still playing around in that structure. So it is, you can consider this as a consolidation. But anyways, we need to put one name to it. But we don't know whether it is going to be here or if the market is going to shoot up from here and then fall. If that is the case, the initial structure high will be over here. We don't know that yet. Okay, so let's just wait and see. Yep. We have a break and close below the initial structure high. So this was the big move. All right. So this becomes our initial structure high, and this becomes our new low or swing low, anything which you want to say. I will mention new low. Okay. Or new lower low, anything, whatever you want to call it as. And now we are doing a pullback. Okay, again, we don't know whether this pullback will be till here or till here. Even if it is testing till here, we are still officially under a bearish momentum, bearish trend. Okay, so we don't know that yet. So let's see. Okay, it has gone up till here. We don't know whether it is going to be our high. Let's see. We need a break and close below this. Already we have confirmed it, but I just wanted to see whether we have any closing below. Yeah. So you see, this becomes our new high or new lower high. New lower high will be better. It's easier to remember or maybe easier to understand. So new lower high. Sorry. Okay. and this becomes our new lower low. New lower low. And we are still doing the bearish move. It's in a consolidation. Okay. We need now a break and close below this new lower low. Okay. And yet, there you go. We have it. So this becomes another lower high. Okay, so this is the reason the first part is very much important. Otherwise, you guys would have taken all these moves. Okay, that's why I named it as a training your eyes, because you need to start seeing all this. Yes, we have quite a lot of garbage over here, all the small moves. Okay, now this is not actually garbage. You will have a lot of opportunities over here if you know how to play with the time frames. Okay, maybe I'll take a session on that as well. Maybe I'll put it in this part itself. But yeah, I take back my words. There's quite a lot of opportunities over here if you go into the lower time frame, and yeah, consolidations are fun, and you should treat consolidation in a better way, because you may or may not know 80% of the time the market will be in a consolidation. Okay, it's only 20% of the time it will be in trending. Problem is, we do not know when it is going to start trending or when it is going to start in a consolidation. Now with this 3-point move, it is easier to understand when the trend is starting, when the consolidation is about to start. Okay, so when we have rules, life becomes much easier. And I'm more of a rule-based guys. If I want to enter, or if I'm doing any kind of analysis, everything has a rule. Okay, if the rules are not met, probably I'm confused. And if you're confused, the best thing to do is stay away from the market. Do not trade. Okay, when you're putting your hard-earned money into it and you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be getting involved in the trade in the first place. All right. So I hope this made sense, this 3-point move. If you like it, please do hit the like button and share it with your friends who are trading, and let them know a new channel is there. I would be happier if my subscribers and views are growing. Yeah, that's it. I'll put another video for on Saturday, hopefully. I didn't do any analysis video because there is a US election going on and we don't know the results yet. So once the results are out, you can see some high rocky movements happening in the market. So once everything settles, then only I'll be starting my trade. So this is basically my break time. All right. So yeah, thank you so much for your time and have a great day.